And welcome. It is Stephanie with Festive Creations by Stephanie. We actually put together a couple of kits for Father's Day, and I've had so many of you guys ask me how to make the kits. This is one of the most recent kits, but if you bought a Gone Fishing or a fishing kit from me, this will be very, very similar. Okay, so for this project, I have to clear my throat, a 15-inch Wreath frame. I've got one of our fishing poles. I've got a roll of fabric mesh. I've got the bass metal embossed sign. I've got 3 rolls of ribbon, a couple of pipe cleaners, some floral wire, some cable tie mounts, scissors, pliers, and Rotary Cutter. I think I'm good to go. I think I am. All right, so this has fabric mesh. This is fabric mesh, and I am actually just going to cut it at 20-inch strips. That's all we need for this project. So we're going to be able to get 18. There's 18 twist ties on our wreath frame. We're going to get 20-inch strips. There we go. All right, so I just spread out the twist ties on that. Let's bring up some of this fabric mesh, and we're going to do a ruffle. And we're just simply doing the ruffle method. So laying them out with the curl side down, if I can get that out of my way, and walking up the center of my mesh, giving it that little ruffle effect when we're done. I like to call it like a butterfly. And adding those to the outer rim of our wreath frame. Okay, let's zoom out a little here. And there is our wreath base. That is one roll of that 10-inch fabric mesh. Look how amazing, how full that looks, just like that. So I'm going to set that to the side because it gives me more space here. So I cut some ribbon tails in the brown, and I cut 10 of them. I'm going to do the same thing with this mossy green. I actually think it's a fern green striped mesh. And then we have this ribbon that's also going to go into this design. And that's going to go with our bass. Our little bassy guy. And our fishing pole. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to start off with 10 because I want to do tails on around the outside, which are 10 twist ties. And then for this ribbon, I know for sure I want to use it on the top. I'm not sure yet if I want to use it on the bottom. So we're just gonna play it by ear. Okay, so I'm taking my 14-inch ribbon tails, and I'm using the 2.5-inch tails on the bottom. But before I go too much further, let me give you my vision for our wreath. So the fishing poles that, like this, like the wreath kits that we've had for the fishing wreath kits, have had the fishing poles in them. Whoops. I didn't take it out of inventory yet. They are really super easy to attach with just floral wire. So, you know, when you make a wreath, you get to choose how you want to have things done. You can choose whether or not you want to put that fish at the bottom or more towards the center, or if you want to angle him off to the side, put him at the top. I mean, placement for you is always going to be a personal choice. But for me, I feel like where he's going to go is more towards there, and the fishing pole is going to kind of set at an angle. That's where he's going. And then this ribbon is going to pull some of those lighter tones out of our bass. Out of our bass. So that's kind of the vision that I'm going for. Can you see down here where that ribbon is starting to make its appearance? That green is going to be amazing with this bass. Okay, here we go. Two more around the outer edge. I'm trying to decide if I want to do just one color on top, or if I want to do, oh, I kind of like both of those. I like both of these together. Yes. I'm thinking how I want to do the next layer. I actually think I like that. Let's go that direction. Okay, I've decided I'm going to cut 18-inch strips. So for this, I'm just simply going to make a loop. Let me see if I can show you guys. Like this, and the twist tie, place it in the twist tie just like this. So it's got like little tails coming this way. Let me add it to my wreath and I'll show you. Because it kind of reminds me of a little fishtail. So remember, on a masculine wreath, I'm trying not to make it too frilly, right? So it looks like little fishtails coming off there at 18 inches. And of course, we're all creative, so you can do all kinds of different variations, but I kind of like that. Now you can kind of probably see a better look at it. 7, and I only need 8 of these because there's only 8 twist ties on the top of the wreath. Give them a little dovetail. Give it that little, almost like a cancer awareness bow. And right in there. Almost ready to add our sign and fishing pole. So this little guy is a metal embossed bass. He comes with that little hanger on the back of him. However, I chose to just add 2 cable timeouts to him, 1 on each side, and then I'm going to put some pipe cleaners in there. So we're just going to add some pipe cleaners. We're done with that. And just put those, slide those right into those cable timeouts. And of course, I just used a little spot of my DAP Rapid Fuse glue to attach those cable timeouts to the metal. And I like to do that a little bit ahead of time so that they cure and set up very well. We don't need them popping off while we're adding this to our wreath, right? Okay. So I've added my pipe cleaners. I've got plenty of room to feed that through. And now we'll work on placement. He is too stinking cute. Fishing pole's gonna have to go that way. At least that's my choice. All right, I think I know where I'm going to put it all. I'm just attaching those pipe cleaners, of course, to the wire frame behind our little bass here. And make sure he gets a little snug so he's not shifting around. I hear a lot of people still to this day say, they don't know how to attach their signs without smushing the mesh. The trick is, there is a trick, is that you pull it taut, not tight. So just enough to where it's not going to shift and fly around, but my mesh is not being smushed. So it's just finding that little balance, and just like everything else in life, a little practice. All right, so here is our wreath with our bass on him. And I'm going to choose to put our fishing pole kind of at an angle to where it would be almost right above his head. So for that, I'm going to use one of the twist ties on my frame here to help secure our fishing pole. Now, this would also look cute with some like dark greenery mossy colored greenery in it, just to add some pop of color to it. And for this one, I'm going to fold those back, and I'm going to use some floral wire. I'm going to use some floral wire for that one. And, of course, the fabric mesh is a no-brainer. I had a customer reach out to me over the weekend and said, oh my gosh, I just used that fabric mesh I bought from you. First time she'd ever used fabric mesh, and she was in love. In love with that fabric mesh. It is definitely easier on your hands. No doubt about it. And as you can tell, one roll of mesh did a great job in using it for a base for this wreath. It filled out quite nicely. Actually, I'm going to twist that around there. And that will keep it from sliding. And I think he would look great with some greenery. You know what? My flower tree is right back here. Let's see what happens when we add a little something, something. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I knew it. Okay. Hold the phone, because Stephanie's going to add some, it's a fern. I'm going to add a little fern to him. And I just happen to have my glue pot on. So guess what? Which needs a little lift pick-me-up. My glue pot needs a little glue. Let's add a little fern in there. Oh, I love it. I love the greenery, adding a little greenery in there. Hello. I'm like, which one was I picking on? Let's not start another one. And I don't even think we need greenery like in every twist tie. Just a few splashes here and there. All right, let's hold it up. And now we can zoom in with that greenery. Yes. Well, thanks for hanging out and stopping by and saying, hey, I'm going to go put this away and go get some dinner going. You guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. See you tomorrow.